Randi Altman's Perspective. Randi Altman is the editor-in-chief of postperspective.com. She's been covering our industry for more than 20 years. She also just returned from Amsterdam, where she was attending the IBC trade show. Hello, Randi. Welcome home.
Hey, Larry. How are you?
I am doing great. So, how was the show?
It's a whirlwind. It's a long show, and there was a lot to see. But in general, it was a good show.
That sort of encompasses a lot of territory in about two sentences. What was the big news at the show?
Well, the buzzwords were, HDR and UHD. The big deal was everybody, it's happening. Everybody wants to find displays that they could actually, do color grading and watch the content on. But right now with the specs sort of up in the air, so a lot of people that don't want to invest in it.
Well, UHD, which stands for Ultra HD, is a version of a 4K image, and HDR, which stands for High Dynamic Range, is a way of getting darker blacks and whiter whites. But nobody right now is supporting this from a software point of view. Adobe announced support but hasn't released anything, and Avid and Apple don't support it. Is this still a future technology?
Yes, I think it's going to happen. Everybody agrees that they want to see better picture. It's just getting there.
So is these technology demos, or are we shipping product? Where do we stand?
Not really shipping product yet. I mean, there were, as I mentioned about the displays, Sony had one at their booth, Canon had one at their booth, but it was all sort of in a very, it was in a back room where they were able to control the light. They really wanted to show it off as best they could, but it's not a real thing yet out there in the world.
So for editors, we need to pay attention, but we don't need to worry about spending dollars on it yet.
Correct, yeah, it's a wait-and-see proposition.
Okay, what else caught your eye?
Well, I visited Boris, which bought Imagineer less than a year ago, and they're already starting to put that technology into their Continuum products and software. The big news for them at the show, and I think this is kind of cool for editors, is that they've made a Mocha plugin, and that's going to be available for Avid, Media Composer, for Final Cut Pro, for Adobe Premiere. So instead of where it had as a standalone product where there was a workaround, now it's a plugin. It's going to be seamless within those systems.
That is an amazing piece of technology. Mocha does some incredible tracking, and to put that as a plug-in is huge. That's big news.
It is. It's pretty exciting. So they're going to roll it out. I think Avid's going to be the first one, and then they're going to follow with the others. But it's all going to be within the next month to 6 weeks.
Now, I was reading something that Snell was doing. What are they up to?
Well, you know about when Snell and Quantel combined as one company, and they've sort of been operating, sharing technology, but operating as two separate companies now for probably a year and a half. They decided to announce that the new company name is Snell Advanced Media, SAM for short. And what they did is the Quantel name still exists, but it's going to be their post-production product line.
You know, Randi, I was reflecting on your answers, and traditionally, new products were announced at NAB and shipping by IBC, but it sounds like IBC was more of a futures show. This is what's coming, but it's not yet available. Is that a true statement?
I would say so. I would say there might be some early adopters that'll jump in, but for the most part, I do think it's a wait-and-see type of thing. It just seems to be the prudent way to go.
So, Randi, what are your key takeaways from the show?
I think that UHD and HDR are not going anywhere in terms of they're here to stay. We just have to wait and see how it progresses, and then we also have to wait and see where we could watch these images. I mean, the clear takeaway was we want clearer images. Now we just have to find a way to work with them and to view them on displays.
Randi, as always, it's fun talking with you. Good luck catching up on your sleep. Randi is the editor-in-chief of postperspective.com, and Randi, we'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, Larry.
To read more from Randi Altman, visit postperspective.com.